Channeling, sometimes called mediumship, spiritual communication, or transmediumship, has been reported in cultures across the globe for millennia. First documented in ancient Greek, Egyptian, and Middle Eastern civilizations, the practice thrives in contemporary culture. A spiritual channel is a person with a particular psychic ability, and there may be more of them around than you think. Instead of contacting individual spirits or spirit guides, like your regular psychic medium, a channeler receives messages from a non-physical entity or entities. These messages arrive in the form of blocks of thought, which they interpret and deliver as received wisdom. Usually, a channel gives general information about life, the spiritual realm, and the power of the human psyche. Sometimes, they tune in to an individual, either the seeker or a passed-over spirit. Channelers describe their skill as moving out of the way so that the spiritual entity can come through them. In other words, setting their own thoughts aside to make room for the messages to arrive. Channeling of any kind is about frequency and awareness. We all project and receive frequency on a daily basis, whether we are aware of it or not. Those clever ideas you get and moments of clarity are often your higher self or a higher consciousness giving you the information and help. Some have the ability to go deeper, and it's when they do that the channeler connects to this higher frequency and can bring in messages from beyond our earthly realm. These energies can assist you with teaching universal laws and concepts, as well as messages from loved ones. Anything that is conscious can be channeled. Some may have you believe that you cannot achieve this without their help. But the truth is, we are all capable of tapping in to this higher frequency. Some are able to do this through meditation and disciplined thought. Others have the ability from the start, as a gift and talent given before birth as part of their soul plan. Regardless of how it is achieved, it is a real experience by both the channeler and the listener. Hey, welcome everyone to Andromeda 7, your celestial gateway and your channel for community support, help, friendship, love, knowledge, and being of value to others. Welcome back, subscribers, and if you're new to the channel, it's so good to have you with us, and you know what Friday night is. It's time to feed your mind and grow your heart. Always tickles me when I say that. Hey, this is an incredible show tonight. We are so honored and blessed to be here and doing this. I know some of you in the chat, and I've been watching this before we even came on, are a little hesitant or you may not believe, and that's okay. You don't need to believe anything you don't want to believe in, but we're here to share what we know because we believe with all our hearts. And we have been asked to give these messages and to be a voice for spirit, and we are going to do that because they have done so much for us, and we love and respect them, and we want to give them a voice. So we will, and that's why we're here.
We're here.
Let's go ahead and acknowledge people in chat. Hi, Miss Chloe. So good to have you with us. Wonderful, wonderful to see you, Scotty boy. Always a pleasure. Let's see who else we've got. Deborah Sloan, I love seeing you in here. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. Beloved Abstract, take another sip. And if you want to bow out, now is the time. If you're curious, why not? Check it out. Let's see, what else do we have here? Lots of repeats going through. Grumpy Stack, good to see you, brother. I hope things are going well for you. I'm sure they are. You're getting through it, weathering the storm. Let's see. We also have Ocean Empire. Michael, thank you so much for being here. We absolutely, I enjoyed doing the video for your music, and what a great collaboration. I'm thrilled and honored that you're here. So thank you for being here. And Ocean Empire is Michael. He's the one that did the music and voice on that No Fear video we did. Truth Seeker, so good to see you as well. Hope everything's going well at home, and I hope your son is doing well. Things are leveling out for you. Um, let's see what else. I think let's see.
Did we get
Steve,
Steve?
good to see you, Steve. Good to see you.
Hey, Steve.
Elderberry, hi, Barry, Chad. Good to see you as well. Lovely having you here. Thank you.
Squirrel
And
buddy.
Teresa
My
Squirrel.
squirrel pal.
That's right. Jacqueline Gardner, thank you for coming in.
Hey, Jackie.
Love you, Hope.
Jackie.
Here to support you. Absolutely. Llove that.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. And
Nice to meet you, Jackie.
oh, new one. Hi, Andreas. Good to have you with us as well. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yep. Hearts for you as well there. Yep. Love that. And let's see, who else do we have? I don't want to miss anybody. I know when I used to watch people's show and they said my name, I loved
Lucky's
it.
in the house. Lucky
Hi,
just
Lucky
rolled
Stone.
in.
Hi,
There
Lucky.
he
Thank you,
is.
brother. Thanks for being here.
Happy
All
Friday.
right. All right. Well,
Here
all
we
the
go,
pleasantries have been done. I am now going to send it over to Teresa for an introduction to our very special guest, Hope Upchurch.
Yep.
Amazing person. Teresa, the floor is yours to do with what you need to.
Oh, thank you. Before we get the introduction for Hope, I want to thank some of the new followers we've picked up on Facebook and Instagram. It's a pleasure getting to know you, and I'm glad to see that you're getting something out of the postings and sharing them out. So even if you're in the background just listening or listening later, welcome, and we're very happy to have you as part of our group. Okay, so tonight, drum roll, please welcome our special guest, Hope Upchurch. Hope is a psychic medium, a healer, and a spirit artist from Greenwood, Indiana, which is the same town Grandpa Brian lives
Greenwood.
in.
Yes.
Greenwood, excuse me, Greenwood.
Greenwood.
Hope earned her mediumship certification from Progressive Spiritualist Church back in 2010. And she's a former psychic reader for Inner Path and All My Relations Superstore, folks.
That's right.
So she's currently a member of Psychic Science Spiritualist Church, and she's been known to attend some programs and activities at Camp Chesterfield as well with Sophia. So what a connection. What a connection. As a practicing spiritual medium and healer, Hope is a direct messenger. She's a trance channeler. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. She channels angels and guides, masters and loved ones, and other beings. She also supports the current shift of what I would call our soul consciousness in her unique expression of messages from spirit through spirit art and music collaborations, as you saw with the spirit video we shared with Michael, who's in the chat room tonight. She also feels it is increasingly important to unite with other spiritualists like us in holding a space of light and loving energy for those who are vibrating in lower material frequencies. In other words, wake up, folks! Hope's on the road. And tonight, after we discuss some things with Hope, she has graciously agreed to grace us with an opportunity to have a live channeling session with Archangel Michael. And so we're very much looking forward to that. So with not any further ado, I'll pass it back to you, Lori. And
you bet. So this is going to be new for a lot of you, and for a lot of you it won't be new. You're probably familiar with it or you're not. So whatever brought you here, you are going to be blessed by this this encounter and this process that we're going to be going through. I did want to mention that Hope was someone who watched the channel and was encouraged, I think, by Spirit to join us and be a part of this. So we're very thankful for that. And someone very much like the people that are in the audience that have been watching the show silently and wants to contribute in some way. So she's a very good example of someone who has done that. So we're grateful and just thankful to have her here with us. I think we should start with Hope for you. How did you get into this? And how did you develop a gift like this? I think a lot of people are very curious as to how do you even become a channel or someone that speaks with spirit or for spirit.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm very honored to be here, and I'm very happy. I started in like 2006, 2007, receiving messages, voices, feeling things, knowing things. And of course, sometimes we feel like we're going crazy. I just didn't hear my name, did I? Or you feel like, what? Who's talking to me, or who's behind me? So I started receiving things, and I started, went to a psychic and asked questions. And then I started going to spiritualist churches. And that's where I found Progressive Spiritualist Church, among others. And I started developing and going with the programs that they had. But I always got a lot of written things. I would get it audibly, and then I would write it down. But I realized after I've been in this for a long time that I was getting it as a child. I just didn't develop it. We were Catholic, so nobody talked about any of this stuff. I was getting words and poems, and I remember even getting songs and connecting with, I didn't know they were angels at the time, but just connecting with spirits. But I didn't remember it because I felt like I was a late bloomer. I started this at the age of 40. But now that I've been in it a while, it's like, well, I just didn't realize what was happening when I was a kid, but I was connected. I just didn't know what to do with it. So I basically started with the classes and got my mediumship certificate, did a lot of bringing in loved ones on what they call the platform at church, and connecting with their loved ones and showing the continuity of life. And I still continued writing. Everywhere I went, I would get pictures and drawings. I would get, like at Camp Chesterfield, in the grotto, I would get messages from Jesus. And I just kept developing it. A friend of ours had some groups, and we would do channeling, and that's where I first got the Fear Release Divine Love Increase from the angels. And then that developed into, when I met Mike, into a song. And then, of course, you posted it and all that. So but it's all spirit led. So what I'd like to tell you is to just listen. If you're not exactly sure what you're getting, ask for discernment. Journal, write things down, because it may not be something you know what to do with now, but you'll eventually know what to do. They will guide you.
No doubt about that. They will guide you. What was it like the first time you actually channeled and had this energy come through you? What was that like for you?
I think the first time I was like, because when you channel, it's your voice, but it's the entity coming through saying words like benevolent. And I'm like, what? I don't say that word. So at first it's kind of, it might be a little shocking. It's a little amazing. Well, it's very amazing. But the more you go with the flow, the easier it becomes. And when I first started channeling, I would get like, my energies had to adjust, my body and my energy had to adjust. So I would get like a cobwebby feeling, or if I channeled a loved one and then went to a higher energy, like a master or a angel, it felt like my body had to adjust. But now when I do it, I can go from one entity to another, to a family member, and my energies all balance out, and it's just a
Yeah.
lot smoother.
You're incredible. You actually did a channeling for me one-on-one, and it was amazing.
Thank
What do
you.
you what do you tell people that just don't believe? What's your attitude towards people that just have a hard time believing this stuff?
Um, since I've been a medium for several years in a lot of shops,
Mm-hmm.
I would have people come in, and you could usually tell because their arms are folded and they're resistant.
Mm-hmm.
I once had a person come in. He said, "Do you believe that Jesus Christ died for our sins?" And I said, "It's not what I believe. It's what
Mm-hmm.
you believe."
Mm-hmm. True.
And it's your connection with him. It's not my connection with him. I know what my connection is. And
Mm-hmm.
so I said, "Would you like to speak to him?" And I got out of the way and I channeled him just for that person, because it was private, so I don't remember what it was. And he walked out of there with a big smile on his face. And I don't know what was said to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it was his message. So, what I say to people is, you don't have to believe the way we believe.
Mm-hmm.
Just open your heart and you'll get what you need out of it.
That's true.
And when you're ready and go to a higher level, you'll get more. I don't try to push any of my beliefs on anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I just give what I get, and it's up to them to utilize it in the way that they want to or need to.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, very well said. Sophia, do you agree with that? Being a psychic
100%.
medium as well? Yeah.
That's right.
And how do you deal with people like that as well?
Being very sensitive and knowing an energy signature that is not receptive. I had one person that had a reading paid for, and he sits down and, like Hope said, the arms were crossed, and I'm like, we don't have to do a reading. We can play Go Fish. It's okay. You know, whatever's in your best. I'm a fan. I'm not going to force anything on anybody, and I believe in divine timing, and Spirit does minister. And this is a ministry, and whatever degree or intensity of your involvement in whichever institution, my goal is for people to feel better, you know, and to function better and improvement, their highest and best, whatever it is. And Hope and I feel have a lot in common, and it's a privilege to work with her.
Absolutely. Agreed. Yep.
It's going to be a good show, kids.
Absolutely. Dalibor, what's your thinking on? I'm so sorry, Hope. Dalibor,
Well-
what's your feeling on this real quick?
Well, as somebody who's experienced every single type of paranormal activity that you can, say for alien abduction, and as somebody who has actually researched like all of these fringe topics, I found every single one of them to be 100% for real. So, you know, I know that I believe in survivalism, continuity of life, universality of life, that sort of thing. So, although I've never needed the services of a medium and I've never used them, I have no doubt in my mind that the phenomenon is real. It's one of the superpowers of the human bio-mind. And if you have it, you should develop it. Definitely.
Great.
Awesome.
Yep. Nice. Go ahead, Hope. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I wanted to say also that sometimes, like Sophia said, it's divine timing. I've had people come in for readings, and I'll give them what I got, and you just stay open and you keep giving what you're receiving. And I would get nope, don't recognize it, nope, don't understand, nope, don't, you know, through the whole reading, nope. And so I blessed them and said I did my best. And a month later, that person came back and said, every single thing you said came true. It just hadn't happened yet, and I didn't know that it was going to happen. So that you know.
And then so that starts happening more and more, and then your confidence level builds, and you're like, hey, I got this
Well,
now.
and you have to have confidence in what you are getting. Spirit is not going to mislead you. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that the person receiving it won't understand it. You have to be a pure and present channel.
Absolutely. Andre, he's got a question for you. How do you know the difference between your higher self and the angels and guides and the entities we channel? I think it's a lot about frequency. What do you think about it, Hope?
That's where discernment comes in. When I first started, I more than likely didn't understand what was what and who was talking, and so I asked for discernment, and sometimes I'd have to meditate and say, who was that? So I think it's like energy levels and discerning, asking who it is, asking what I'm supposed to do with it, things like that.
Gotcha.
Does that answer?
Yep. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one through. Claudette is a longtime subscriber. She's got a little bit of a situation. I would never ask unless I was desperate. We lost my nephew last week suddenly, and we can't get a straight answer. If you have time, can you please ask? That's entirely up to you, Hope, or Sophia, if that's something you're getting anything for Claudette's nephew, who they lost last week. We don't know anything about this person. Anybody picking anything up? Even you, Teresa, you might be able to help on this one. In fact, I feel like it's more Teresa.
Yeah, Nathan's coming in, Claudette.
All right, here we go.
Nathan's coming in, Claudette, and the reason you can't connect right now is there's an initial reset period. It's a purification process where they take time with their life review and some of the work that they've been doing. So
healing
it's like
realms.
A respite, healing realm. Yeah, it's a respite area.
I call it a soul wash.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Lori. You do explain that very well. Yes.
Well, when you pass on, and if you've had any type of hard death, violent death,
it was
sickness,
traumatic.
Anything traumatic, it takes a while for you to reorientate yourself. Suddenly you're flooded with so much love and light, and those souls have to be taken to a place where they can heal, where that energy can be wiped away, and then they kind of get to where they're stable. Almost like a patient in a hospital. You got to stabilize the patient before you can start the care and get them on their way to healing. So, Claudette, what I would suggest is maybe doing some automatic writing, do a little bit of meditation, go to your paper and pencil, pen, whatever, and start writing down anything that comes into your mind. It doesn't need to make any sense. And go to your higher self, go within yourself.
Yeah.
All your answers to your questions are inside you. If you could just find a way to do that. I know that's difficult because a lot of your family is probably dealing with a lot of grief, and that can be overwhelming, and that grief will block you from getting any answers as well. Also, we don't know what your situation is with your nephew, whether or not they even can share what's going on. Maybe it's in a contract with you and them that you don't know. You just never know what the situation is. But I would deeply go into yourself and ask for that through your own source, your own guides. I hope that helps, Claudette. I feel for you. Go ahead, Hope.
I can tell that he is safe.
Okay.
I can feel that he is resting, and he is with very angelic energy. I can feel that it was traumatic and he was afraid. He is no longer afraid. He is in complete love and light, and he is resting and healing. And he will be able to communicate with loved ones after a while, if that helps.
Yeah. Just as Mike commented here, It's hard for spirit to cut through the fog of grief. It really is, because it's such a dense, low energy, and their vibrations are so much higher. They have to really dumb themselves down to come into this. But right now, the focus is on your nephew and his healing.
Sometimes we want so much to understand what's happened in a situation, or why somebody did something, or get answers and solutions. And sometimes it's not for us to know the exact details. It's all about accepting or making a choice to respond. And after a while, after you've gone through your grieving process, to just be prepared for acceptance that what has passed, but the knowing that their presence and love is always with you and never leaves, and will eventually maybe even connect with you when they're ready.
Yes.
It might be all the answer you ever do get.
Yeah.
You might not get details. I never got details about my mom, or why all of a sudden they decided to do what they did with her. I was telling that story last week. So sometimes we never get that question answered. But right now, they're just telling you that they love you, and that your nephew loved you, and be brave, be strong.
Grief isn't easy for anyone. It is difficult. Here we go. This is interesting. Jacqueline Garner, thank you for your comment. I know from experience that it took reaching out to my spiritual teacher after my father passed. I was too upset to hear him. It's so true. It's so true. Yep. Yes, definitely. Yeah. It's never easy, but thank you. I felt compelled to help as much as possible. Yeah, that's a tough one.
And we will hold as much love and light for you and your family as needed. Blessings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Hope, how did you meet Archangel Michael? How did you did he come to you? Did you go to him? How did that connection come together?
I feel like as a child, but I didn't know it, but I feel like as a child, I was always talking to angels and saints. And when I started this journey, I just felt like there was one night where I had a dream. And I felt like he was in the dream, but then I always felt like once I started opening the door and communication, especially what kind of triggered a lot of it is I use angel cards.
Oh, yeah.
So when I use a certain angel card, Raphael or Michael or Uriel or can't think of the fourth
Gabriel.
one, but Gabriel, thank you. They just started adding more things. So I would flip the card and maybe there was one word on it, but then they would put in my heart and my ear and my third eye what else needed to go to that person. And so that's how I started developing the relationship with all of the angels. But Michael had come to me in a dream one time too. So
I see.
And I just keep loving them and welcoming them and asking what I'm supposed to do and who they want to talk to. And
I love that. So we're very aware, Teresa and I are very aware that Archangel Michael is very excited to be able to come in tonight and give us a message. I can feel him in the background there. I'm getting tingles on the left side. He's just excited and wants to give a message. And this message is for all of humanity.
Everyone.
Am I correct?
Okay. Yes.
And for anyone that needs this message. But please, everyone, be respectful. Have an open heart. Listen to the message. If it resonates with you, fantastic. Take it with you. If it doesn't, just quietly move along. It's all good. We don't judge. We're not here to judge.
That's right.
We're just here to do our jobs, and that is to be a voice for spirit. We take it very seriously. There is a lot of love and integrity involved with this, and we know that Hope is the real deal. And that she is being led by spirit, but also has the desire to be the voice for them and also to help anyone she can. We're very much alike, Hope. I feel the same way. I just want to help. However I can help, I will do that. So I say, let's call him in. Can you, before you call him in, can you give our audience a little bit of a idea about how you connect, what it's going to be like? Are you present when he comes in? Do you remember what's going on? What's your process for calling in spirit?
So I've already blessed my space. I have candles lit. I have stones and mala beads and rosaries, and I have a lot of things here to keep the space sacred. Mm-hmm. And so I start with blessing, and I say prayers beforehand to be a clear and present channel. And then what I do is I kind of close my eyes, and he will slip in, mm-hmm. and I move out of the way. Mm-hmm. And there are times when I may have to adjust the body, or there may be something going on, and he will let you know if there's something else that needs to be done. But mostly I can already feel him. And sometimes it gets to be where I'm like, there's so much love that mm-hmm. I'll have tears in my eyes. Mm-hmm. I will not have my eyes open. I will be relaxed. Okay. My voice will be a little bit quieter. Okay. And he will talk directly to everyone and address everyone. And so if questions are asked, you will address them to him, not mm-hmm. me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Does that make sense? Is there anything else you need to know?
Absolutely. Teresa has a question.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's more of a request that the panelists, including myself, if we have a question for Michael, that we put it in our private chat box for Lori to pick up, so that Lori can cue
Lori will
Michael.
Yes. I'll facilitate
so that Michael's not getting. Yeah, Lori's going to facilitate, and that goes for basically anyone in chat mm-hmm. who might have a question. I'll mm-hmm. highlight it for Lori, or Lori will see it herself. Mm-hmm. And so Lori's going to coordinate the communication with Michael, because it can be very confusing when a medium is channeling a message with an entity, to have too many people trying to ask the entity at the same time.
And so. I very much appreciate that.
Sure. Yeah. We want you to be as comfortable as possible and know that we've got your back. All right. So we're going to go ahead and begin the channeling session. And it begins.
I'm sorry. I wanted to say one more thing. Sorry.
Sure.
That when you are channeling and trancing, of course, you need a sacred space. And I appreciate that Lori will be kind of my gatekeeper. So you need someone there. Now, I have set the intent that if there were an emergency, or if something I needed to do something different, that my guides would help me come out of it. But if you are doing it, you should have someone there with you to monitor and to kind of help bring you back. But I can bring keep me safe. And okay. All right. Thank you.
An honor. You bet.
Okay. So now I'm ready. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. My dear ones, I am honored to be here today to speak to all of you, and also to speak to those who will watch this days after this. For everyone that is here tonight, and everyone who will see this in the future, there is no coincidence. You are meant to see this. It is of your free will and how you accept it, and how you open your heart to what is being said. Everyone will feel, see, or hear something different, because although I am speaking to a multitude of you, each individual person knows their heart and will know what is to be said for them. I come in as, of course, Michael, but I wish to let you know that there are many, just as there are many of you on this live feed, there are that many more angels and angelic beings that are surrounding and enfolding you. Each of you may have a particular angel or may not know an angel that you resonate with, but know that all you need to do is ask for help, and nothing is too big or too small, and we will be there to assist you. Know that we bless and honor you. We do not judge. We bless you this day and always. We bring you joy and love. We help you to open up to the new energies that are coming. You need not know how to evoke us, but we will be there for you. There are many energies coming with what you call the ascension. When humans think of ascension, they think of going to a higher level, going to somewhere to go up. What I say to you this day is that you are not just a human being. You are a benevolent entity yourself. You are beloved. You are a God spark. It is all within you. So if you just connect with that spark within you, and it's not about religion, it's not about a faith in believing, it's evoking your higher self, the God spark within you, and connecting with whatever you believe in, and knowing that you are safe and loved. I send today a blessing to each and every one of you of love, of knowing what is true for you, and having everything that you need when you need it, and much love and abundance.
Michael, thank you so much for your kind
You are
words.
welcome.
We're wondering the ascension process that a lot of us are going through, and there are many of us that are very quietly going through this process. And do you have any words of encouragement or wisdom for those who are just coming into these energies and trying to understand the physical things that they're going through, the emotional,
Yes.
the mental, the shedding of that energy?
Yes. First of all, open your heart, open to complete love. That will override a lot of the negative energy that is coming through. That will override anger. It will override fear. It will override self-doubt. Open to as much love as you can. I know that it seems hard sometimes when someone is berating you or sending negative vibrations your way, but love and light will overcome that. It will diffuse that energy. Know that you are not helpless. Many of you have healing gifts, have that love, have that smile that can just light up a room. That is a gift in itself. Utilize what you know that your heart can do. Also, utilize what you have in these groups and in what you call the internet and social media. There are very many high vibrational frequencies that you may use to help you stay in a high vibration. Sing, laugh, love the little ones, do everything of high vibration. Walk outside, walk barefoot, connect with Mother Earth, connect with the sky, connect with all of nature, and accept and allow what comes to you and be open.
Beautiful. I have a question. Michael, what is the primary concern the angels and Source have for humanity these days?
The primary concern is that some of the earthly beings feel lost and have nowhere to turn. So sometimes they will become very distraught. They will become very lost. But the concern goes away when the word is spread that you are not alone, and when they open their hearts to us and ask for help, a lot of that goes away. We know from this realm that there is no right or wrong, but when there is judgment on the earth, that tends to be a concern as well, because rather than opening to love and light, you are judging that situation, or you are judging that person, and even judging yourself. So open to love, try to accept and allow, and try to let go of judgment.
Great advice. Really good advice. How can we tap into ourselves more, tap into the highest part of ourselves? I've just got some major ringing in my left ear. So whew, thank you. I appreciate that energy. How can we connect with that inner part of ourselves? I know that we have to quiet ourselves. We have to, block the things that are coming in at us all the time, turn our devices off, get into a quiet space. And I understand how to do it because I do it all the time now. But
Yes.
how would you explain to people that how important that is to connect with yourself quietly and without interruption?
It is very important. However, for some it is not always easy. This one that we speak through did not meditate, did not do things that were suggested in the classes. And like we said, there is no right or wrong. It just took her longer and rerouted her in a different way. And so what I say to all of you is, first of all, open to love and find a quiet space. Meditation is not always the same for everyone. It is connecting and asking and discerning and asking to connect with your higher self. And then it starts as a little flame and gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you open up and as you listen. Now, some of you will get things knowingly. Some of you will hear things. Some of you will see things. There is no right or wrong. Develop it on how it works for you. Write things down. Compare things on how it felt, your energy felt today and felt when the angels came in, or continue to write and go back and reread things. What happens a lot of times is when you first start with connecting with us, you are writing and you think that you are writing what is coming from you. And then you go back and read, and there are words in there that are divinely given and divinely written. So be aware and know that everyone can do this, but you will do it in your own way.
Yep, that would be what we call automatic writing,
Yes.
where you just sit with yourself, and highly suggest that people try that, because that's exactly what I did, and it's amazing, the messages and the things that come through. Michael,
But
we are.
know,
Go
excuse
ahead.
me, know that you are on the path that you are supposed to be on. Everyone is now perfectly perfect and at the level they are supposed to be. And divine timing will show you and bring you to where you need to advance.
Thank you for that. Much love and appreciation for that. I am just so curious. I have a very curious mind, as my Archangel Nathaniel knows. I am so curious as to how long you've been doing this work. And I know it's a human thing where we put the time and the linear and all of that, but you have
Yes, there
must
is
been around for such a long time to develop.
centuries
Yeah.
and centuries and
Okay.
centuries. But the other thing that humans do not realize is many of you have been doing this. This is not your first time around. You have been doing this for many, many lifetimes. We have been doing this for many centuries. Ancient times, we have been there, and we have been honored to be there. So also open up to your own ancient wisdom, for there are many things that you have done as well, over and over again in different ways, and open up to things that you have done in the past.
Michael, it is true that we are infinite beings, currently here having a human experience, and
Yes.
that we go on forever. I hope to someday reach a point where I could be as benevolent and as full of love as you. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the help that you've given me through Eric Meadows, through Nathaniel, Archangel Nathaniel. I would just want to publicly thank you for all the endless things that you do for others, to help us and also humanity. I feel almost as if your energy is like a parent, and we are children learning how to be an adult. And I just want to thank you openly and tell people how important your job is, so to speak, and that I'm just so grateful for all that you've done for humanity and for all of us.
And yes, you are welcome. And I thank each and every one for lighting the way for others, for loving others, for spreading the word, for helping them when they do not understand how to do it themselves. But I thank each and every one of you for your special gifts, whether you know them or not. Everyone that this will reach, and everyone that this will continue to reach for days and even possibly months to come. We bless each and every one of you. Each and every one of you are special and amazing in your own way. And I
Agreed.
send many blessings to every one of you.
Thank you, Michael. We do have one last question we'd like to ask you, if we may. Um, I know that you are connected to Source, that you are right hand, left hand, whichever one you want to say. You are the right hand of God. I know this in my heart. But we have a question from someone in our community, And that is, do you get daily direction from God, your higher power?
Yes. Sometimes it is, time is not the same here. It is like he could send the information to all of us at one time. Does that make sense?
It does.
It's like we all know. And I very much get information. I am connected with him almost simultaneously. But what I would like for all of you to know is that connection, that source, is not just for us. You can connect with God, with your God spark, with that source anytime you wish. It is not limited to just the angels. But there are things that we are privy to that we need to know to guide and to send out the energies that are needed to help others.
We are whole and part of God, so we all have God spark in us. I suspect that God is more of a consciousness than a single being. Am I close?
Yes.
Thank you for
God
that.
consciousness, God spark, source, universal light, Christ consciousness. Yes, whatever you wish to call it. Everyone has access to it.
I knew that in my heart, Michael. Thank you for confirming that. It is difficult being human and having the veil of forgetfulness and coming here and trying to navigate and negotiate this school, this earth school. But knowing that we have beings such as you and others, it is a great solace for me to know that. Teresa, do you have a question?
Yes,
Okay.
and I appreciate you letting me ask Michael directly.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, in days gone by, in Earth time, you have always been seen as the warrior, the battler, the stomping out of evil.
Yes.
The representative of God to protect the faith and protect humanity. I sense that that role has evolved and changed. You might still be in that mode of operation for all I know, but I get the sense that your mission has changed a little bit and that you're coming in not only as a defender of the faith and protector, but also as a guide for humanity in a different way. And I see you being channeled on many different YouTube channels. I see you being channeled by many channelers. What is your mission now, primarily for humanity, and your role in supporting us in our work and our efforts?
Okay. Yes, I continue to protect those who are doing God's work. I continue to protect and fight for those that do not know how to fight for themselves. I continue in that role as more people call upon me for that. But now there is a higher mission, and that is to get everyone to their highest and best and get them to love and get them to understand that we are all connected. If you say something derogatory to someone, it's a ripple effect. It affects that person, it affects other people, it affects on down the energy line And so part of my mission is to help people be aware that although you become frustrated in this human body, we seek and we ask you to seek the higher divinity that you used to be and that you still are and that you can invoke. And so my mission has become broader. Many of earthly beings connect with me to disperse and to overcome some of the negative energies that they are feeling. And although we cannot change things, we can be a buffer to some of the things that are going on. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
I've got a final question for you. We're going to let the
Yes,
channel
because yes, we are
rest.
going to need to let her come
Yes,
back soon.
I feel that. I feel that. This is the last question. Why do I see a similar game being played in fifth density as on Earth as with false histories? I'm not sure I even understand that question.
Yeah,
Okay.
recapitulation. Why are things playing over and over?
Thank you.
Because of the various dimensions. Because it's like a time lapse. So the dimensions are not completely in sync yet. But when they do get in sync, it will not be that playing, that what you feel is playing over and over again. And you are at a higher level, so you notice that. Many people do not even notice that. So as they get to a higher frequency, they might notice other things. And that is why there is a shift in vibration in their energies of feeling nauseous or feeling ringing or many things, because things need to shift and become in more balance.
We call that ascension symptoms, and I'm
Yes.
fully aware of those because your energetic body is changing, your mind's changing, and your cells and your body have to catch up with the new concepts.
But ask for discernment, ask for it to be easy and gentle.
Okay. Michael, I know the channeler needs a rest. I want to honor her. Thank you so much for coming in. We greatly appreciate you. So much love to you, my brother. We appreciate you coming in and speaking with us.
It is my honor, and I will continue to serve and to love and to bless humanity.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Michael.
I'm back.
Ooh,
wow,
are you okay? You feel okay?
No, I'm very good.
He was concerned about you.
My energy was slipping a little bit, and I had to keep. You may have noticed that sometimes I have to breathe deeper and get my body to relax. But when I channel, the energy, and when I heal and I send healing through me, I set the intent that I will not be tired, that the energy is flowing through me, and that I actually most times will be rejuvenated. But I could tell that the frequency was getting a little bit harder. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah, because I could feel it. I got quite a ringing in my ear, and that's when that was like my cue for watch that, pay attention
and
to that. So.
I can't wait to go back and watch this because I will not remember very little of what he said, and that's because it's the message for everyone, but I can't wait to go back and get the message for me now too, and listen to it again.
We love that.
You know, this is your first. Is this your first time on video live
Yes.
doing a channeling.
Oh, Hope,
Yes.
you do
Well,
you did a great job.
congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you and Michael.
And
It's a great job.
I
Yeah.
thank you so much for, I have been asking angels for a platform to do this because I love the gift and I give the gift to people when I'm doing readings, but it needs to go so much more into the universe and yes, in a broader audience. So I have done this in churches for larger groups and in private groups, but yes, this is my first time. So I thank you so much.
Oh, you bet. You now
we're
have
honored.
a platform. Yep,
Yeah,
you
we're
Yes.
absolutely
honored
have
that
the
you.
platform now.
We're honored you reached out to us and made contact with us, and it was a pleasure having you join us in this way.
And
And
I again
we
tell
hope
people,
you'll join us in the future.
yes, I will. I will. I would love to do it on a regular basis, but I encourage people to listen because I didn't just wake up and go, "Oh, I think I'd like to go on Andromeda 7." No, it was very divinely guided. I mean, Sophia introduced me and I bless her for that, but it wasn't kind of my saying or my ego saying, "Oh, I want to be on TV." It was, this is how your gift is going to get out to others, and this is how we are, the angelic realm, are going to help humanity understand.
And we said,
Yeah.
how can we help?
Mhm.
Yeah, how
Yay.
can we help?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was meant to be because
It was.
Yeah.
I am so honored.
Yeah.
We're honored and blessed to have you with us. I want people in the audience to know that we had a pretty good vetting for you. Teresa and I vetted you, and it was powerful, and that's why you're here, because we have a lot of integrity. We're not just out here trying to make a buck or to sensationalize talking to spirit. We're
Right.
here trying to take the mystery and the muck away from it to show you that it is real, and how valuable spirit can be for your experience as a human being. And I firsthand have that experience. So I want to
Yeah.
thank you for having the courage and the strength to come
Thank
on
you.
here and to do that, because it really does take a lot of that.
And I personally send love to everyone who has listened and who has been watching, and I bless all of you.
Absolutely. And we bless you right back.
Thank
No
you.
doubt about it.
Yes,
And
Now
Hope,
I'm getting giggly again.
I love it. And you're welcome on the show anytime. We'll always include you in our drafts and what we're doing. And you're more than welcome to come on. We would love to have with you and Sophia. We'd love to
Yes.
have a session where you two can help the audience with questions and things like that. If you're game for that, we'd
Yeah, that
love
would be
to
great.
include you in that. Wonderful. Well, you did a fantastic job, Hope. You should be very
Thank
proud of
you.
yourself. And milestone, you made it. You
Yay.
got through.
I did.
And you did
It
a
was
fantastic
amazing.
job. Yes, it was. It really was. And you could feel the energy. I certainly could feel it. And I always light up on my left side. And it's just, every time it happens, it's like it's the first time it ever happened. So,
I'll
final
tell you guys, when we were having our private sessions with her during the vetting process, she channeled my sister Marilyn, and her voice changed, and she had the same
mannerisms.
mannerisms of my sister. My sister sounds a lot like me, but she talks much faster. She used to talk like this, and she pulls her hair, she pulls her shirt.
Yep.
And she's coming across, and it's my sister.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you recognize
holy
the energy.
crap, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that before. That was like, oh my God.
She channeled Michael for me as well. So coming into this, I'd already had a couple conversations with Michael, but also Hope, you brought in my dad, and that was my father's energy, because that was exactly how he would be in life. and
Yeah.
always proud of me and always expressing that, and concern for my family and for my mom and that kind of stuff. So it was, and not only that, but there were some private things regarding Archangel Nathaniel, who you actually channeled for the first time for us. And you were able
Yes.
to confirm some things that go on between Teresa and I that only her and I would know. And so we felt very, very sure that you were the real deal and you are the real deal. And we
Thank you.
just couldn't be happier. So thank
And
you for being a part of this.
you're welcome. And that's how it kind of happens in readings.
Mm-hmm.
Whomever is supposed to come through to help them, their loved ones, family members, angels, they will come through. And it's actually really kind of cool to watch, as you saw, me go from your father to her sister to, and even my joy guide. Sometime it might be fun to bring in like my joy guide and then go to a different entity. But for tonight's purpose, Michael just wanted to be able to address everyone and let them know that they are loved.
Well, he did do that. And
Yes.
I felt his love. And he even answered some questions that I had that deep down, I knew the answer to, but it was nice having confirmation. So I
Dalibor,
appreciated that.
do you
Go
have any
ahead.
questions or observations you'd like to make at this point?
Well, yeah, I've got tons of them. Yeah, but I don't think it would be. I don't. We could spend a
Go
whole
ahead.
episode. See, that's the thing. I don't think a lot of this would be appropriate for the general population. You know,
It isn't. It's a small percentage.
There's things regarding like the how would I say it, the tribulation that we've had for the past 3 years. What was the purpose of that? That's what I would have asked.
Oh, well, you should have. You should have. And again, I don't know what he would have said, but I get from when I'm channeling a lot is that some of the tribulation and the problems that we have aren't coming from divinity. They're coming from humanity. And they can't control that. They can, I think I heard Michael say something like, oh, see, I can't remember. I got to go back and watch the video. But I felt like he was saying that part of his role is to try and balance things out. They can't change things. Things still have to happen. Yeah, because of the free will. But they try to, he used the word buffer. But a lot of the tribulations we are bringing on ourselves, and they're trying to help. But does that answer your question? Does that help? But yes, that would have been good to put to him directly.
I've had that discussion with him and some of the other angels. Like, why is this? Why are we having to go through this?
And what did you get?
The same answer was that collectively we're bringing it all on ourselves. No, not as a form of punishment.
Yeah.
It's more of a, think of growing pains, if you will. Just as we're growing up and we go through our childhood and our teen and our young adult and our adult life, we try different things. And since we have collectively, not maybe you personally, Dalibor, or me personally, but as humanity collectively has created all these structures and systems, religions and governments, we have brought about these events and activities. And so what's happening is that we are experiencing the remnants of our own successes and failures.
Yes.
And so what's happening is they can't change any of that or control it because it was our free will that created it, which is why we had a show on responsibility. Okay. And it's about embracing that in such a way that you don't end up in an energy state of going, I want to just kill anybody. It's how you respond to it is what becomes your personal growth.
I got it. Yeah. Well, the follow-up question to that would be, okay, since we have free will, Michael has free will, but since he's a
Uh-huh.
higher being, does his free will carry more weight than our free will?
No.
I
No,
don't believe so. No.
Why not?
no,
No.
no, no. Why?
Because
No, no.
they are servants to, they're in its service to humanity in such a way as to help us
Yes. And
find that strength.
they
They're
don't
not.
feel that they are superior. They feel that
Yeah.
they are part of the collective and part of us as well.
They're here to love, help, support us, but we
Mm-hmm.
are here making all the decisions and using the free will. If people want to go out and kill each other, that's because of your free will, and then it gets complicated with soul
Yeah.
agreements, contracts, things like that.
Yes.
Karma.
Look at, 100 years ago when you had the First World War and people were slaughtering each other and all these people were dying and what that put people through. But look at what happened after it was over, and then the growth that came from it, and then they made the mistake again
Yeah.
and they repeated it,
Yes.
then they did it again, and then look at the baby boomers that came from World War II and all of that. So until you learn the lesson, until you decide that, hey, that is enough, it's going to continue. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
we have people who are power hungry. We have people that don't give a crap about human beings or their fellow man, and they're not living their lives coming from that place. And you can't control that. But what you can control is yourself and how you're
Right.
going
That's
to
right.
react to it.
And
That's all I
And
can say about
this
that.
might sound like an oversimplification, but if they were to use their free will to intercede in any of that, that would interfere with our choice that
right.
we made in our plan for our self-growth.
Mhm.
So they can't intercede on our behalf
Right.
to prevent our own free will choices with
It
their
would like
free will.
knowing the answers to the test. What are you going to
Yeah.
learn from that?
What are
How's
you going to learn?
humanity going to learn if you know all the right things to
Yes.
do? And if
Right.
Mhm.
when you're not here, you're in bliss. You're in the etheric realms.
Mhm.
You have everything you need. It's all good, but you come here for the hard stuff, and that's hard for people to understand and believe.
Mm-hmm.
The harder the life, the bigger the lesson.
Well said, Michael Smith.
The
Yes.
Well
one
said.
benefit the angels have is they're not captives of human frailty. That is so true.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
Yes, that
That
is
is
true,
so true.
Michael.
Thank you for
Yeah.
putting
Well, see,
that into
one
words.
thing is certain that the governing elites of this world, they're not happy people. They're
No,
not happy.
no. And all they care about
You
is
can find
greed,
more
money.
happiness in a little dusty village in Southeast Asia.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't control what they're doing, but you can
Right.
control what you're doing. And the more the masses do that, the better things will get. Go ahead, Hope.
Yeah. And I remember a bit of what he said because when
Hmm.
he said something about that you're all connected. So when he said, um, when you send out anger, when you send, I don't know exactly how he said it, but my whole body felt that ripple effect that he was talking about. That when you begrudge somebody, when you judge somebody, when you belittle them, it's not just that person that you're doing. It has a ripple effect in the whole energy field and it
Hmm.
continues to go. So that's why one of their missions and our missions as light workers is to try to get people to understand, to put that love out there
Hmm.
and make that the energy that flows instead of the negative.
Mhm.
Yep.
That
Okay.
was an awesome question,
Yep.
Valdor. That was.
And that
Right.
is our understanding,
Tons
that
of
because
people have
we've
that
Yeah,
asked
question.
it
these
was.
questions. These are the questions we asked
Yeah.
our guides
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
archangels to help explain, because they're like, why would we choose this? Why do we come here and go through all this crap? Well, it's for
Mhm.
the expansion and for your soul to grow and to become more enriched. Um, and you can't do that if you're not
Yeah.
doing the hard stuff.
Well,
It's
as I always say in jest about Germany, Germany, you come for the pain, but stay for the torture.
I love that. Well said.
That's funny.
Awesome. Any final thoughts, you guys? I think that's a good way to end the show. Any final thoughts?
I have one on. I don't remember if Delbert, if you brought up punishment. Was it for punishment?
Yeah.
I grew up and I love the Catholic Church. I still respect it, but I grew up with that. You're being punished. You have to repent for your sins.
Yeah, I grew
and
up with that
one of the very first things that Spirit brought to me was that no, you have a direct connection to the God spark. You have it within you, and there is no punishment. There is no right or wrong. There's only lessons. But I grew up with that, and I couldn't sleep at night because I thought the devil was gonna, get me. And it's like once I let go of that and realize that. And another thing, you realize that you have a direct connection to ask questions. You don't have to go through a priest. You don't have to go through somebody else. You can connect with your divinity and with Source yourself. So that helped a lot, knowing that.
Yeah, sure. I also grew up in a Catholic background. Went to Catholic grammar school. Was an altar boy until the age of 12. The whole bit. So kind of helps to get on a common footing. But my question has always been, and to explain why I said that, what I said about Germany is because I live in Germany. For those of you who didn't know, but the question I've always had, ever since childhood, okay, if there is no punishment, if there is no right and wrong or whatever, well, what's the proper way to atone? If you feel the need to do so for something that you've done that you perceive to be a wrongdoing.
Learning the lesson. Yeah, learning the lesson, forgiving, and becoming the best that you can be. Continuing to grow and change. That's what I feel, though.
Self-forgiveness is
that
the
makes sense.
biggest thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, sure, it is man-made. Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, so is politics. I mean, that's why I disavow both systems.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Love you, Mike. Love you, Mike.
Well, this has been amazing, and it's
amazing.
We've had a couple psychics and a couple mediums on, but the live channeling was a first for us. And we were honored that you and Michael wanted to do that through the gateway. So thanks again for everything.
Yay!
Really, really appreciate it. And we
You're
hope
welcome.
she'll be able to come. Lori's coming back. She's just freezing up a bit.
Okay.
We hope that you'll be able to join us again in the future, Hope, and be more, you're welcome to come on anytime. And we talked
I'd love it.
We talked with Hope about doing a routine, periodic special with channeling to give folks an opportunity to receive more channeled messages in the future.
Yes, I would
Lori,
love
you're back.
to.
You're back, sister. I hope you heard what I said.
No, I didn't hear a word. My system shut down, so yeah.
I was thanking Hope once again and Michael for the opportunity to bring them through the gateway, and also that we have talked to Hope about doing some future opportunities to do some more channeling on a regular basis.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes, I would love. I would definitely love it.
Part of our program, incorporating that into our program. Yeah,
wonderful.
We do the psychic readings with Sophia, and maybe some channeling with Hope once in a while, and
be great.
It adds to our repertoire of service offerings to the community to do that. So we greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, on that note, I want to thank everyone in chat that watched. Sorry for the people that just couldn't deal with that, but that's okay. That's on you.
It's okay. You are where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. And but for the majority of us, I felt all that energy. I felt every bit of it, and I'm just so thankful. So thank you, Hope. Thank you, Sophia.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Dalibor.
Love all of
Especially-
you.
Thank you, Teresa. Love you too. Watch for the trailer for next week. Who knows what we're going to be doing next week? So until
right.
then,
Okay.
have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy
Bless
your
you
time
all.
and take a moment for yourself. Okay? Peace,
Yeah.
love to everyone. Much
Bye.
love.
Bye, everyone.